Performing a loaded carry that is anteriorly loaded with, in this case, a sandbag or something along those lines, a barbell, a dumbbell, a kettlebell, a plate, whatever you'd like, forces you to lock down. I hate this intro. One of the most fundamental and important movements to lifting weights is the ability to brace your core, right? So your ability to lock all of this down in a tight position in order to protect your spine from damage under a heavy load, whether that's a squat, a deadlift, anything along those lines, an overhead press. So a good way to train that is with an anteriorly loaded carry. So for this video, I'm going to use a sandbag. You could do this with a plate, a bar, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, whatever you'd like, holding it up in front of you. The sandbag I like because it's malleable. It kind of molds itself to your body, and so you don't have to worry about the positioning as much because it just kind of forms to you. But what this is going to do is I'm going to load this weight up in one of two positions, which I'll go over in a minute. And when I do that, once I get that weight up here, I notice immediately that my core locks in place, and the same goes for my upper back, because when I'm holding that weight on my front side, it's naturally going to try to round me over like this. So my body's going to react naturally to that, lock everything in place, keep my upper back on tension to prevent injury to my spine. So whenever you want to pick this weight up, again, I'll demonstrate in a minute. When you pick it up, we want to make sure what we're doing is locking our abs down in place, and depending on the position that we're holding that, either low or high, possibly even pulling that weight into us to make sure that we keep everything in our torso and our midsection on tension through the movement. So again, in this case, I'm going to use my sandbag. I'm going to carefully pick that up, do a sort of modified clean to get it up to my shoulders here. Now, again, one of two ways that we usually have people hold this is either in a Zercher carry, where my hands are down and my elbows are up my sides, but I'm pulling that sandbag into my stomach and squeezing everything as tight as I can. Or I can bring it up to my shoulders in a sort of front rack position like this, where I find that this is a little bit more intense for the individual doing it. Your shoulders have to support the weight a little bit, but having it loaded up higher, it just forces a little bit more tension onto your midsection. So right here, I have that weight loaded up on my shoulders. I'm squeezing my abs down as tight as I can. I'm just going to do a nice, slow, casual walk for either a set distance or even just a hold for a certain amount of time. Now again, that's my front rack position. The same thing is going to apply to my Zercher carry, where I keep that weight in the crease of my elbows. I pull it into my stomach as tight as I can. I'm locked down on my core. And again, the same thing. I'm squeezing tight and with a nice, slow, casual walk for a set distance or a set amount of time. Another nice thing about the sandbag is that when I'm done, I can just drop it and not worry about it. That is a front-loaded or an anterior-loaded carry.